Hello. Today we've got a fair number of cars to look at, and some of them I got because I wanted to do a bit of a comparison. One is a comparison of like cars, and that's I want to compare the Inno64 BMW E36 to the Schuco BMW M3 street car. I haven't had a lot of luck with Schuco, but I do like their M3 model when they do it correctly. I've just had some quality issues. So let's start with getting these two out at the same time so we can, well, not at the same time. Let's examine the Schuco, and then let's examine the Inno64, and then I want to talk a little bit about the differences in the brands. I guess I've been thinking a lot lately about the different brands of diecast manufacturers and what draws me to each of them, because there is something about Greenlight, for instance, that keeps me coming back to Greenlight despite numerous frustrating quality control instances. And there's something that draws me to M2 despite the same thing. Johnny Lightning and Auto World, though owned by the same company, do not make the same cars, nor does Racing Champions. I don't have any Racing Champions today, but so a Schuco is light in the hand. It's a metal body, plastic base, and not a very detailed base. Let's take a look. This is a really nice blue. Do they have they do, they have the badging and the wheels. That's quite nice. The door handle is nice too. And one thing Schuco does do well, I mean, provided they're fitted correctly, that was an issue I had before, and here they are fitted correctly, is the murkiness of the tail lights. I find it I find it captivating. I guess it's not just a solid red. It's got this depth and changeability to it that I love. And there's the M3 badge, and there's the BMW badge. Both look good. Again, this color is very simple. It's not too flashy. There's a little sparkle to it, but it's I mean, this is the kind of color you actually, I think, could see someone driving. Even their headlights are, there's so much going on with them. So, although Schuco have been frustrating to me in the past, it's models like this one where, the headlights, there's more to them than immediately meets the eye. You'll catch it from a different angle and you'll see something else, and it feels very true to life, as opposed to, oh look, there's a plastic headlight instead of a painted headlight. This feels like there's much more going on to it, in it, and I like that. Also, they don't. This one doesn't roll. Usually they roll. I mean, it rolls, but it's the friction is so much that it stops immediately after you stop pushing on. They're generally good with interior detail. You know, it's not anything super special, but it doesn't need to be. I think that the lights do most of the work on this particular model. The color is nice, but it's also restrained enough that it's it lets the other parts shine. The wheels, for instance, are nice, and you know, the color doesn't overpower that. I like that. This is I don't want to say it's the best M3 that I've got. I'm not sure what that would be, but I'm very happy with this. Schuco did an amazing job. Okay, so now let's take a look at Inno64 BMW E36 number 2 at Watson's. Sorry, Watson's is the car at the Macau Gaia, I'm not sure, race, 1993. It's got a, you know, a fun backdrop, which is a photograph of the race, but even more cool is it's part of a collection, I guess. I didn't know they did collections, but it's got like this gold foil map of the race, and all of the turn names are on it. It's very cool. I thought that was a very nice touch. I'm gonna have to keep the packaging for this one. I guess, unless I wind up hating it. This one's definitely not gonna roll. You can tell by the way they stance the wheels. But that is what Inno64 does. That is what they prioritize. I had an Inno64 that rolled not that long ago, and I was genuinely surprised. It was a very cool car. Actually, I'll show you it. Yeah, there it is. It was this fair lady in this amazing purple color, and that rolls. It was really nice. It was a very nice surprise. Yeah, this has got a great low stance. Yeah. I mean, okay, so these taillights are not bad, but I think you can see what I mean with the difference in the depth to them. It's not showing up on camera very well. In real life, it shows up much better. That's frustrating. Okay. The badging's nice. The Pig Watson's is kind of charming. It's got a roll cage. I mean, the livery is, you know, it's a racing livery. The front lights are really nice, actually. I almost broke that off just by touching it. The little tow hook is the one on the back too. Yep. I enjoy the bottom. This is interestingly done. Is this wheel coming off? Surprised it turns at all. Yeah, the front one does not turn at all. Again, single seat, left-hand drive. I think that's a fire extinguisher. I mean, I always say I think it's a fire extinguisher. Have I ever gone and looked it up? No. Yokohama. Yeah. The thing I don't like about this, I think, is, and I mean, it's true to the car, so I'm complaining about the actual car, not the way that Inno64 has implemented it, is the wheels. I don't like this white for the wheels, although they do seem to be, no, that's just my brain forgetting. Oh, it says BBS on the front. I wonder what their BBS number is. I wonder if they have any door games. So, I mean, comparing a race to a street car is kind of silly. But I really wish it had come through the way that the taillights look different. Because Inno64 does good taillights. And the headlights are equally good on both of these. But Schuco, for some reason, I can't really explain, aside from saying that it's got a murkiness and a depth to it that feels very genuine to me, just knocked the taillights out of the park on this car. I love liveries from actual cars that ran in actual races and have the actual drivers' names on them. They feel like you know, like a little piece of motorsport history. I do like that quite a lot. But from a standpoint of just loving this car, I have to say that this one, I mean, this is the one that I'm gonna put in the display case here, and it's just really nice. It's just this taillight might be a bit askew. I can't tell at this distance. When I'm looking at it on the computer later, I'll be like, why didn't you notice that taillight was askew, Joey? I talk slower in real life than I do in these videos. But, I mean, if I can't see it with the naked eye, then it's not going to bother me in my collection. I have learned there are some cars that have obvious flaws that I've seen in the videos that I've made that I still keep in the collection and display, because just looking at them, they look perfect, and they're still cars that I love, or they're very charming. This one does a couple things better, to be honest. But again, emotionally, I'm just not invested in it as much as I am with just this kind of like perfect example of a car I love. Okay, so yeah, two very different takes on that car. I mean, I don't know, this might be the E30. No, E36. And this is the E36, so exact same car. All right, now these two, this is a comparison that maybe needs a little more explaining. I love Tomica Limited Vintage Neo. I don't think I've had a car from them that I've been disappointed in yet. And this is the Nissan Violet 1400 Deluxe, a car I have never heard of. Just never heard of it. I don't know if it ever made it to America, probably not. But it looked cute, and I was like, I mean, it's not like it's not gonna be really, really well done. So a car that I don't know that's really well done, that's interesting to me. And so I'm excited to open it. This car, the Nissan Primera P10, also a car I've never heard of. Also a Nissan, I'm just realizing. But one of the first cars I picked up months and months and months ago. And I just keep putting off opening it because I'm like, well, I don't really know anything about that car. I'm not really interested. Even though Inno64 does great work as well. I don't know what the... Inno64 does great work, but it never does surprising work to me. It's like it's got its things that it does, you know. It does, you know, the mirrored side view mirrors, and it's got the headlights and the taillights and the stance and, you know, a detailed interior. It does nice wheels. But it never, I feel like it never surprises me. And I feel like I'm surprised quite a lot by Tomica Limited Vintage Neo. And I say that, that it never surprises me, but it did surprise me with that fair lady, that purple fair lady that I just pointed out up there just recently. And I think that's kind of why I've pulled this out, where I'm like, you know, maybe it's time to give it the chance that, you know, I mean, I bought it to give it a chance, because it seemed like a really well done version of a car I know nothing about. Would be fun, is part of the fun of diecast collecting. So let's try this one first. Always cut away from yourself, no matter how bad your day is going. So, this one does not have as exciting a back. It's just got a kind of architectural looking diagram of the car, or engineering, I guess, would be more appropriate for me to have said, but it's too late now. I said what I said. But it's not from any particular race or anything. It's not a racing livery. I was really excited by that map. I thought that was cool. Okay. Nissan Primera P10. And then underneath, in case you need bigger letters, Nissan Primera. Let's get her off the base. Okay. So these are really nice. These are really nice door handles. However, on this side, they don't appear to be painted quite perfectly. Because they wouldn't have different door handles on each side, right? No, the shape is the same. They just painted differently. But the casting is very nice. It's very nice. The back lights are interesting. They have it looks like a downward slope to them, like so that they like, you know, come down and come down like that. But I think it's just a line of black. Like I think that the light itself goes all the way to the top. Like they're fitted properly. And I wonder if that's, because that would be a very striking stylistic choice for the actual car. And if you look, I mean, they are angled. Yeah, they're definitely angled on the inside, right? It's not straight up and down. That's different. I like that. Nissan badging, Primera badging. I don't understand the blue around exhausts because I know absolutely nothing about cars. I do like these gold wheels, silver rims. I don't know why it's got a racing harness. It's a right-hand drive. It's got a reflective side view mirrors. The defroster lines are nice, very subtle. And I actually really like this spoiler. Yeah, there's something, it's not quite fitted there. Yeah. Although I've seen worse on real cars again. I find myself less and less bothered by minor imperfections like this paint and this fit lately. 2.0. I don't know what that means. I mean, mathematically, I know what it means. Or rather, I don't know enough about math that I think I know what it means. The headlights are great. The grill's great. Yeah, these don't move at all. That's too bad. It's very light in the hand. Plastic base, metal body. So, okay. So this is the striking thing about it to me, is these taillights and the way the diagonals in between them. And you kind of get a bit of that in the front, but I mean, it's much more common in headlights. But the car itself is not... I mean, you've got a car here with, in pristine condition. It's got the thick black line around the windows, which lends it a like, I don't know, a coolness or a sort of depth. It's got these gorgeous gold silver wheels, and it still kind of feels like nothing special. I mean, I don't know anything about the car, so the car may have been a really had a really impressive engine for the price point, or it could have been the car that saved Nissan from bankruptcy or something like that, or maybe there's a harness in there, so maybe it was like a very successful racing car, and this is the street version. But there's nothing about this that makes me want to learn more. It's it's a car for driving around. I'm not surprised by anything about it. Let's try the Nissan. Let's see what Nissan did with their... That's the wrong way. Can I just pull it? Okay. With their Violet 1400 Deluxe from TLVN. All right, first of all, that color is amazing. I wonder if that's like car accurate, because that's great. It's great to have a car called the Violet this color too. Whoa. Those wheels are intense. Hang on a second. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with them, because they're not all gold. They're like silver with gold in the recesses, gold inlaid in the recesses, and the white walls are perfect. Oh, this one's not perfect, but it's, yeah, that's unfortunate. This color is so good. Okay. Violet. What do we got up here? Do we have Nissan? Deluxe. Okay, I'm gonna tilt it off the camera so I can see if I can actually read that in real life. I can't read it. These yellows are okay. They almost look, the yellow parts anyway, almost look like inserted plastic that's sort of a metallic yellow rather than clear with the yellow under it. But if you tilt it, you can see the red through it. So I think it's the like cut line into it that gives it that impression, and that it's a more solid color than the red, which has you can see the black where they fasten it. I think that's what that is. Oh wow, the seats have yellow detailing on them. They're white or off-white with yellow detailing, and you can see it through the back window. That's nice. It is right-hand drive. Windshield wipers look okay. All right, front end. They look like googly eyes, but there's 4 of them. It's actually kind of unnerving. Now that I've said that, it's kind of unnerving. Deluxe. I don't know. I don't know about the front end. It's the grille is really good, but those headlights make me. I don't like the way they make me feel. They're looking at me no matter which way I turn the car. They're still looking at me. This car is a great silhouette. It's like stubby and wow, it rolls almost without being touched. That's a first. Like it wants to roll. This might be the best rolling car I've gotten. And it's got shocks. I really like this silhouette. It's just a little bit weird and charming to me because of it. Yeah, that's a very cool car. The Nissan Violet. So, 2 Nissan cars. I mean, different eras, obviously. I mean, this comes from an era when, to be frank, all cars kind of looked like this. And so, you can't really be too harsh on it, but to own it as a diecast, I mean, there's less. I mean, I don't find it charming. You know, I don't find it curious. This I find curious and charming. It looks like a little boat. It looks like a little boat, yeah. And it's just, it's very unique. Like even this line that comes along here, I'm not sure what that line is supposed to be following. like not the airflow. And there's no visual connection I can make to other lines on the car. It has a second line down here, so you can see that there's sort of a... That's very strange. I like it a lot. And, yeah. Just ridiculously wants to roll. Oops, pardon me. Does it not have rear view mirrors? Doesn't have rear view mirrors. Oh, what do the door handles look like? They've got a keyhole on the gas tank, and the door handles are nice. It's above that strange line. And is that what I think is that? Yeah, there's dash detail too. Okay. Sometimes I forget to look for things. Rolling, headlights, door handles, clarity of window, which is really good on everything we've looked at so far. Yeah, they're things that I find important. Rollability. I mean, rollability is important to me on things that are meant to roll. This, for instance, this M3, it's not meant to roll. It's meant to have the, like, you know, lowered suspension for, you know, running the racetrack and getting the grip you want going into the corners and such. Has the front... Did I break the front tow hook off already? How did I do that? Oh my god, there it is. They're so delicate. I guess I'm not supposed to be manhandling them like this. Look at this one. It's attached by like the tiniest little point of contact. Well, at least I can glue it back on, I think. I'll put it on the Tomica thing is the one that closes, so. Okay. This video might be a bit longer than usual. Or I could do 2 videos. It's funny that the blue and the green are the ones I like the best, the clear winners. And they're both the like streetcar versions, whereas these ones are, to an extent, this one has it's got a racing harness in it, right? So, and it's got, you know, lowered suspension as well. So I do wonder if it's, I don't know, maybe it's just for street racing. Yeah. I'm not sure how I would choose between these two, because I love this car so much, the BMW. And it actually does have some really standout features. As a diecast, and I mean, Tomica is always so lovely, but this car is, you know, a nice little surprise, a nice little weird oddity that's done really nicely. The suspension, the rolling is just, I don't know if they're using a different kind of axle or something, but, or if I just lucked out. Anyway. That's the Nissan Violet 1400, and this is the BMW M3 from Schuco. So far, they're the winners.